it's Riley here. So wanted to go over a couple things as it is now day 12 of my recovery. So kind of wanted to touch base on some of the products that I've purchased and maybe if there's any items currently that I haven't used and don't think I will be using. So there really is actually only one item that I purchased that I don't think I'll be using, and everything else I've already either used or will be using. So the one thing I did buy was an adult diapers, like that Depends, as a couple of my friends suggested it because especially for propping and stuff, they're like, oh, you can cut a hole in it and it's easier to prop and stuff. But with my surgeon specifically, we are asked to basically air dry as much as possible, so nothing covered, basically below the waist, and that means I can't like have anything on. So really the Depends was kind of like not something I needed. I just wasn't sure because I've seen a lot of my other friends go through it, and it was something that I purchased. So yeah, if you are going through phalloplasty in Montreal, it is not something you absolutely need. The one thing I also was looking into was getting medical underwear, so the white medical underwear, but they actually end up giving you about 3 to 4 pairs before you go home, and they are washable, and the only time you ever need it is actually if you go out for walks and stuff, as you have to keep things like propped a certain way and a lot of extra little padding. So yeah, you won't need any of those to purchase yourself. I mean, you can if you want more than 4, but they do give you 4, so that that's really good to know. And then pretty much everything else, like I am using. I have already used quite a bit of the products that they brought home with me. I've already ended up opening the bed pads, so like the wet pads, I guess you can call them, that you can lay down, like you sometimes see them for like puppy pads. But I've been using that a lot. I've been using a lot of gauze because like it takes a certain amount of dressings per arm and per leg to do, which I can maybe do it in an actual video, but I'll explain here what exactly I'm doing. So on my arm, I have 3 of the sterile gauze. And basically I roll it over once and then fold it down, and then roll and fold down and roll the fold down. 3 layers or 3 gauzes fit enough for the arm length. And then on top of the sterile gauze, I use non-sterile wrap. So then I go over that with a wrap. And then on top of that is this elastic tensor bandage. So basically my arm is now wrapped 3 times, and I have to change that out every single day. In the morning I do my shower, and then after my morning, and once I air dry my arm, I then go over and then redo the gauze. So that gets changed out quite a bit. And as well, like I'm throwing it out every single time because obviously that's now unsanitized. So I'm going to be going through a lot of that. Then with my leg, it's only the non-adherent pads, and I use about 4. And currently I'm just coming to the end of what they gave me, and I still will need a little bit. So I think the amount that I bought of the sterile gauze will be perfectly enough. Now the actual like wraps and stuff, I believe I'll have enough, like, but I'm pretty sure I'll be either close to, if not go through most of what I have. So I'm glad I bought the amount that I did. And then everything else, like really, I don't need any gauze for, unless I'm going to go outside, like I said earlier, for a walk. Then you have to pad things a certain way and like, make sure things are kind of protected a certain way. Otherwise, it's just my arm and just my leg that I'm having to actually use like the wraps and the gauze and stuff on. But yeah, everything that I purchased that was in my video, I have been using. The only extra things that I think I purchased after my videos that I posted was the Adaptic, which I was able to find at a medical center that's close to me. Some saline, which actually was the exact same one as there, and then I think 1 or 2 other items that I purchased just going into like right before my surgery because I wasn't able to find it on Amazon or anything else. But everything that I've been using, like, or have bought, I have 100% used, which is good, that I know that the products that I'm using are not going to be going to waste, and that it's probably going to be going through like a lot of what I have, especially for this first stage. Like a lot of things are open and a lot of things are like needing care. So I'm just having to like use a lot of everything. So yeah, I kind of wanted to do a little bit of an update for y'all and just let you know like that there's only one item that I didn't need. And so if you are looking into going to Montreal for surgery, that you do not need those Depends at all. Like they just a medical underwear which they provide to you, and that most everything else that was in my videos that I've posted, you will need that. Also, lastly, the one thing I do want to mention is on their list of items that they tell you to bring, you do not need half of what they tell you to bring. So I wore 2 pairs of pants the entire time. which was one to transfer basically from the hospital to the recovery center, and then from the recovery center to like once I left there to come home. So literally, and I could have worn the same pair of pants because they do actually have a washing machine in the recovering center. So really, you only need one pair of pants during their stay as long as they're a size like larger than what you need. And then, or Sunday, Monday before my surgery, I went out and hung out with a friend. So just the clothes that I was going to wear that day. So just two pairs of pants. And then for the shirts, I do recommend like, you know, cut off sleeve shirts or tank tops. I would have not been able to do everything I did with like a t-shirt or like a sweater because it was just, you know, with my arm being injured, it would have been way too hard to get my arm in. So I definitely recommend tank tops or cut off sleeves. And I would say you could wear about 3 of those. I maybe even 4 if you wanted. So the shirts, I packed about 3 or 4, and I specifically actually only 3 tank tops, and I wore them all. So I definitely do recommend that. The slippers now, they say enclosed slippers, which did not make any sense. I did not wear those at all because I couldn't really bend my leg. So the one thing I did end up wearing is slip-on shoes that they also did recommend. So that either one, I would say bring the slip-on shoes and that's it, or bring slippers that you can just slide your feet into that are not enclosed. Because yeah, I was not able to wear the enclosed slippers at all. So that one wasn't really like helpful. And you know, basically I think everything else on their list, it was just, yeah, they're tank tops, only one pair of pants. Oh yeah, and then underwear. For underwear, I only needed about 2 pairs again, or maybe one. But basically, I only ended up wearing underwear, I think, to transfer home on the flight because I just didn't need them when I transferred from the hospital care, because they gave me their like white medical underwear, and I still was wearing those when I on my plane. I just wanted an extra little bit of padding, so I put my underwear on top of that, which is again a size larger than what I needed. And then the biggest thing is, I know they say leave some space for the products that they give you to take home, and I definitely needed that. So the products that they gave me was quite a bit, but I went through a lot of what they gave me already. So I'm coming down to like some of the stuff I still have. A lot of it though I've already used, which then I also have the replenishment that I bought. So just be prepared that they will give you some, but it maybe last you about like, this is now day 3. It would probably last me, I think, another day or so. So maybe about 5 days max worth of product. And after that, you would definitely need to either have more or purchase more or get more. But yeah, so basically that's it. I will be doing more update videos again. So if you have any questions, comments, or topics you would like me to talk about, always feel free to put them in the comments below. Thank you all for following my journey and really appreciate this. But love you guys. Bye for now.